Toppers, welcome to the show today. This is your RJ. And here's the bot signal. You know what? Today we're going to start a new little series that I'm going to little visit every once in a while. It's very exciting. But before I tell you that, let me tell you this. People hire me to help them create excellent marketing messages because people are tired of being sold to from every horizontal service they run across. So I help outsmart the traditional marketing methods. That's me. That's what I do. I use Facebook Messenger. It is a great tool, and on this show, I will continually bring you little opportunities to do this stuff, to try it out yourself. It just rocks my world, and I'm going to rock your world with it, at least for the next until you leave Facebook. Anyway, love you guys. Aaron Strayer says, "Bam! Now you know the show has started." Hello. Very good. So, darlings, today we're going to talk about cool tools for your messenger bots. This is the image edition. Okay. How do you get those images to use in your bots? Hello, Catherine. Great to see you. Desiree is here as well. Welcome. And hello, Angel. Great to see you today. Very good. So, talking about images in your bots. Now, I want to tell you that someone brought to my attention today the HubSpot bot. If you want to check that out, go right ahead. It's on the HubSpot website. You can find it there. It is kind of right at this moment. They must still be working on it, but it's a lot of text. It's a lot of text. What if you want to see it? Go ahead, but it is. I like to kind of contrast bots sometimes, you know. I like to go in there and think, okay, maybe this will be a good experience. Maybe but I'm telling you, I haven't found a bot yet that I've really liked that hasn't had an image of some kind every 2 to 3 text boxes. Using images in that way breaks it up for you. It breaks up that wall of text, and it makes people laugh and entertain. I love bots that entertain. The text wall bots don't do that as well. So we've talked about the importance of having images in your bots many times. So I don't want to necessarily, dive into all that for you. Definitely a previous show on that one, people. But I just want to hit on that at the beginning and tell you that images are super important. If you can have an avatar or a mascot for your bot, a personality for your bot, even better than just using images, because people start to connect that with the bot. Now, for myself, I'm using Spinning Dragon, whom you can see. I always forget which way it is. You can see her right there. She is the cutest, most charming little ninja you've ever seen. And this ninja is on all my branding, including inside my bot. And I've done this because, I want to bring in the karate thing and the ninja thing with the name and all of that kind of stuff. But I also want to have a cute, fun little image everywhere in my bot. And so marrying it with your branding, if you can. Some folks have branding already done for their stuff. They don't want to really redo that. That's totally fine. You can use an avatar separate from that as well. But having an image that every time people see it, they think of you, and maybe they giggle a little bit. That's the uppermost tier of branding that I can think of. So, very good. Live Video Hub is a fantastic place. We'll be doing that video tomorrow. That'll be fantastic. So, where do you go? Where do you go to get some of this material? Where do you go to get an avatar? Do you have to hire someone and pay them $1,000 to create you a thing? No, my darlings. We're going to go over some real low cost tools, and low cost and free tools for you today. And I've got about 6 tools. I'll put all of actually, if you look up in the Facebook post, you'll see that I've got links to everything right there. There are a couple that I've talked about before, but there are a couple of brand new ones that are really exciting too. So let's kind of dive in a little bit. So the first is Bitmoji. Bitmoji people. Stephen Healy says hello. I say hello back. Hello, my friend. Very good. Bitmoji.com. Now, what this is if you ever played a Nintendo Wii back in the day where you kind of created a little character that looked like yourself and then that character, played in all of the games or whatever. Bitmoji is incredibly like that, except no video games attached. So when you get in there, it'll ask you to make a little avatar. You create something that looks like you. And then once you've done that, they take that image and they pop it into, thousands of pre-made images. It's free to use. It's going to cost you a little bit of elbow grease to get the avatar looking like you want. But really, for the value you get, it's a very small investment of time. Those images, a lot of my clients use those. I use those as well. I have my Bitmoji image in my bot a lot. People really respond to this, and for the investment of time, no joke, that's going to be awesome. Yeah, Wii Me. That is exactly what is happening. I used to love the Wii. I did. I loved the games. It's how I got my workout once upon a time. Anyway, so back to the Bitmoji. That's exactly what's happening there. You create an avatar, boom. It's in 1,000 different poses that you can download. You can use them on websites. You can use these bad boys anywhere. And it's just very nice. And in fact, let me mention one thing too. With the Bitmoji, you can now get a Chrome extension. So if you are a person who uses Google Chrome, and you have room for another extension on your little top bar there, this will make it so that you can, when you're logged into the extension, it has your images in there. If you're looking for an image, you can click on that little icon there, type in a word, and get every image related to that word that Bitmoji has. So you can do really quick searches to be able to put these into your bot. It cuts down even more of the time that you might use for something like that. So think about getting that extension as well if you're going with Bitmoji. It will save you so much time, and that's what we're about. So, don't want to be searching 1,000 things all the time. Just want to be able to kind of search for what you need very, very quickly. So excellent. Bitmoji is excellent. I mean, just tons of searchable poses. Great stuff. And it's a great deal. Many customers use it. Many clients use it. I use it as well. Now, what if the avatar from your brand isn't something you want to tie to a particular human? What if you don't want to necessarily make the avatar of your brand yourself? A lot of personality brands tend to do that, and that's really, it's awesomeness. But what if your brand, you don't want to tie to a particular individual's face? Now, let me explain why this is important. Just last week, I've been working with a credit agency, and their bot is going to be teaching people, lots of different people, how credit works, how to, get control of finances, all of those particular things. The community that they live in and the population that they serve is really diverse. So when we were searching for avatars, we really stayed away from having a human do it, because who needs another white guy in a business suit teaching you about money? No. No, It just was not going to work for this brand, and I totally get why. So we went on and found a different tool, which I'm going to talk about now. This is graphicmama.com. And again, links are above if you want to get a hold of those, if you want to explore after the show. Graphicmama.com is not free, but it is really inexpensive. It's about $30 for an avatar with at least 100 poses. And it also will send you a file containing all of the component parts, all of the building blocks. So you can, if the pose that you want ain't in the 100 that they give you, you can with, if you wanted to, get someone to do that for you. If you don't do graphics, or if you do your own graphics, you can put together different poses too, if you want. So that's a lot of creative freedom that you have. And then also you are clear to use Graphic Mama images in anything. You're free to use it for commercial purposes. You are free to use it in print, online, wherever you want to use these, you can use them, which is really nice. I mean, it's very, very flexible for people who want to maybe take that avatar and make it representative of their brand. So you want to print it on business cards and t-shirts and get it embroidered on a collared shirt or something like that. Fantastic. You can do all of that with the Graphic Mama images. It's really important stuff. Let's see. Oh, yes. Angel's here. Different poses. That is cool. It is cool. People want to spend their time with people that, see them and care about them. And people want to, these little images and stuff, they just love them. Now, if you put this in a business letter or an email or something like that, they might go, what's happening now? But since it's in Messenger is really the place that kind of couches these things and provides it a context of talking to people you care about and having a little bit of fun at the same time. So these avatars are absolutely perfect. Now, I will say that with all of the images that you use in your bot, do try to make it a horizontal 950 by 400 frame. Reason being, if it's a square photo that you're putting in there, and these Bitmojis are square photos, it has the potential to cause the person that is reading the message to have to scroll too much. Because if a picture comes down and then there's some typing, and then 3 seconds later, some copy comes down, and that paragraph is just a little bit long, or maybe the paragraph was above the picture, people then have to kind of scroll back and forth to read things because the photo is a square. So make your photos in a horizontal shape, put them on a background. If you love Bitmoji, fantastic. Go make yourself a background in either Canva, very popular, or Trello, which is a great system that I use as well. You can put it on just plop it onto a horizontal and give it a background that's a white background, and you'll be just fine. You don't have to do more than that, but you'll minimize the scrolling and maximize the comfort of the people who are talking to you in your bot. That's exactly what you want. And so, yeah, graphicmama.com. Can't say enough about it. Discovered this one last week. And that's really one of the reasons that I'm doing the show today, is because, gosh, if you want that avatar to be kind of silly and different, Graphic Mama has a lot of stuff. Now, if you go to graphicmama.com, I'll tell you a secret. If you type in ninja, you may see Spinning Dragon. Actually, I bought Spinning Dragon a long, long time ago, about 5 or 6 years ago, as part of a graphics pack. And so it was kind of fun to see her again. But Graphic Mama is selling a lot more poses than I bought at the time. I'll tell you that. And yeah, you can find anything. The avatar that we chose for the credit agency, if you're interested, it ended up being a light bulb. I gave him a few choices, and they kind of ran through the choices with me. And since we want to educate people and give people ideas, the light bulbs seem like absolutely the right choice. So you can find robots in there, ninjas, light bulbs. You can find just about anything in there. So for about $30, it's well worth the price of getting, some quality graphics quickly that you can use in just about anything. So very good. The other things that I have to recommend today, they're the usual. They're the pexels.com. Pexels provides a lot of quality photographs by photographers who are up and coming and, making a name for themselves. And it's not your usual boring, awful stock photography. Please, grasshoppers, don't ever go to iStock Photo. Just don't go there. It's a nice place, I'm sure, but the stuff is very, very expensive, and it's all business people, all cuddled around reading a paper or hanging out at the water cooler going ha ha ha, or all jumping up in the air. No, please don't use those photographs ever anywhere, but please don't use bad stock photography in your messenger bot. It will have the opposite effect of what you would like. It'll have the effect of repelling people. People see stock photography, people see stock photography, and they're just repelled by it. It covered the earth at one point, and it doesn't have, it has a bad reputation for not looking natural. So these three websites that I'm about to give you right now, they all have pretty natural photography in them. And poses that are just a bit different, things that you might not normally necessarily see. And if you want to make your brand stand out, that's the kind of thing that I look for to make my brand stand out. So use plenty of stuff from Pexels and Pixabay. Great stuff, and it's all free. If you want to tip the photographer, which I totally suggest, because those people need money too, you can totally tip the photographer a cup of coffee if you want, but you don't have to do that necessarily. Great pictures, much more natural stuff, natural poses, natural lighting, some stuff that's kind of unexpected. And there's also the death2stock.com. Death to Stock is great. It does there is a membership for that one. It's I believe it's $15 a month. So if you pull a lot of imagery for your social media posts, your bot, everything in between, then it is worth it to you to get, kind of a membership deal. I will say that the Death to Stock photos are kind of a little bit more thought-provoking than your usual photo. They're a little bit more artistic. Some people love that, some people don't. It doesn't fit the brand. So hop on the website, check it out. And if those are some things that you want to go with, then absolutely go with that. But it's a little bit more artistic and on the thought-provoking side. And the pictures are beautiful. Every last one of them are well done. So kind of love that. Love quality in your brand, folks. But at the end of all of this, it's just good to think about putting that picture on a horizontal background. In my bot, I will use a chalkboard on a background because I want to teach you stuff. And my little spinning dragon, just as spinning dragon is above my head right here, that's exactly where my logo is. It's on all of the photos that go in my bot. And I want to do that. I want to keep that branding visible. I want to keep it top of mind. That's a choice you can make. If that's not something that you care to do, then, ignore that thought. But for me, I like to keep these things front and center in an unobtrusive way, if I possibly can. Helps my brand, helps me. So I thought I would pass that on. So, who has questions for me? Who has questions? They could be, we'll do a free fall. It could be anything about messenger bots, or it could be about images specifically, how to choose them, what kind of thing you're looking for, how to search for and find good stuff. It can be anything. I will hang on for a few minutes and look for questions in the comments here. By the way, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but if you're not watching from the Black Belt Bots page, then you might want to go up above to the copy in the post and click on that very first link and join me right on my page. It's vital to do it that way, because you could be commenting and questioning away and I am not seeing it, and I would not like to do that. So do make sure you're watching from the Black Belt Bots page. And throw me some questions. Aaron says your tips are always fabulous. I love messenger bots so much, and I have been told, you're giving away too much information. I think that knowledge is power. I think that some people listen to some of the stats about messenger bots. They're sold. They want one now. There are people too who want to dip their toe into the water a little bit and see what it's all about. And I think that those people, I think that's great. Do it. Get started with something. And when you need some help, come to me, come get in the bot, ask me a question, do those things, because I'm here to help. A lot of people hire me to do their bots. You hear me talk about my clients all the time. If you want to do that, we can talk about that. But to me, the knowledge that we're giving out right now, the knowledge that exists in my community, it's important. It's important to feed your community, and it's important I'm so passionate about bots that I just want to talk about them all the time. You know this, Aaron Strayer, because I talk about bots with you all the time. Anyway, while I'm waiting for questions, I want to talk about a show I'm doing tomorrow. And I want to talk about something a little bit different that I'm going to be doing within my own bot. Most of you know that you can sign up for reminders for my bot. You can sign up for show reminders. In fact, boop, right up there, type live. If you're here for the first time and you're not getting a reminder every time I go online, go ahead and type live. Spinning Dragon will help you out with that. I got some feedback from some folks that they're only, right now, folks are only getting reminders for the Tuesday and Thursday shows. But I also do a Wednesday show every week on the Be Live in 5 page. And I also do a Friday show every other week. It's called Nerdy Girls Geek Out. And it's my friend and I, my friend Kim Boltzman and I, and we talk about new technology and we talk about how we're using it in our business. It's a great show, you guys. You'd love it. So I'm going to start including reminders for those shows inside the Black Belt Bot. Because I do want people to have the information, and I've been talked to about it. So I'm going to start doing that and see how folks react. Nerdy Girls Geek Out is a great show. It is a great show. We have a lot of fun, and there's a couple of things we're going to talk about this week on Friday that are really exciting. Catherine says, I was just setting up my Facebook page messenger. Do you have a basic tip to share for it? Well, my friend, I have so many basic tips that I could probably overload my own brain circuits with all of them. What specifically are you trying to do? And how can I absolutely have a tip. Just tell me what specifically you're trying to do, and I will answer that question for you. Basic tips. Well, I'll go into basic tips for a second, but my number one tip, if you want to get specific, then throw in a question below, but my basic tip, general greeting. Absolutely. My big tip for the general greeting part is let them know they're talking to a bot. let them know they're not talking to a human, and then tell them why that bot is there. My Spinning Dragon says, RJ created me to teach people about messenger bots. Can I use this space to teach you a little bit more about bots? When people know that it's a bot, then they're not expecting a human. And that is really important. In the early days of bots, back, in 2017, not that long ago, I'm totally kidding, but people would try to get people into messenger bots sort of in a little bit sneaky ways. And then people were inside a bot and they didn't know they were in a bot and they thought they were talking to a human, and messes ensued. So people know that this is a bot, and then I let them know, why the bot was created, and what you can do inside this bot, and what can you expect right off. It shows a little bit of respect for people. And it gives them a little space to say, yeah, I want to go down this road with you right now. No, maybe later. I'll just get your news and updates, that kind of a thing. So I think that that's one of my biggest ones, is when you're setting up that welcome, make sure they know it's a chatbot. Make sure that they know. Okay, perfect. Desiree says, how exactly would I use a bot? I don't know how or why, other than it will just help me. Well, let me ask you this, Desiree. Do you find yourself answering the same 7 questions every time you meet somebody? Do you find yourself repeating information a whole awful lot? That's one way to use a bot. For an FAQ, that's one way, because that will help teach people a little bit of valuable information. Here's another thing. I'm just throwing stuff out at you right now. Hope you don't mind. Another way to do it is to take some of the information that you've maybe put into a course, or maybe put into a freebie download PDF, or maybe put into a challenge. Take some of that information, put it into bot form. A lot of entrepreneurs buy a lot of classes and then never access them. Oh, you have free lifetime access. Great. You'll never access them. You know what I'm saying? People go, okay, great. That makes them feel better that they have that course that they can access, but they almost never actually go to the thing. So that's the info crack highway, right? So one thing that people have done is put some of that into a mini course that delivers over several days. And that really has solved a problem for a lot of people. So if you have information out there that doesn't seem, in freebies, that doesn't seem like it's getting consumed, consider a bot. If you've got a live stream show or a podcast or a blog or a vlog or any way that you're creating content out there, use a bot. Use a bot to get people to the content. There's so much content out there, you guys. It's like the content crush craziness out there. And, everybody's broadcasting, and everybody else is like going through their lives with blinders on, going, no, I don't see that ad. No, I'm scrolling past all of this stuff. It's a war. It's an arms race. And the way that you can win at that arms race is to create a reminder bot for when things are, the show's going live, the podcast has dropped, whatever it is. So that's just a few ideas, but really, in order to get the best out of my ideas, do get on my calendar. If you get inside my bot, there's a little button on the bottom that you can hit to schedule an appointment with me. I can brainstorm with you what your particular situation is, and that might be a little more helpful, because I can kind of talk to you about what's worked for you in the past and if a bot would be right for you at this time. Okay, perfect. Scrolling up for some questions. Des, Erin Strayer says she recommends it. So I trust Erin. All right. Erin says, Des, you could totally put in a pre-screening qualifier. Oh, let's talk about that for a second. This is great. So the pre-screening qualifiers, it's just like, it's a little conversation that you have. You have these conversations with people all the time to determine if they're ready for whatever product or service you're selling. And my bots are all entrepreneur bots. They're bots for entrepreneurs. There are other kinds of bots out there that are like, I don't know, 101 kitten jokes and catbot. There's got to be catbot out there by now. LOL catspot. I don't know. Those strictly entertainment, not necessarily what I do for people. I do with the entrepreneurs. So a lot of entrepreneurs have a certain set of questions or a set of circumstances or whatever it is. You've got to be able to qualify whether that client is ready to sign on with you, or maybe they need a little bit more time and a few more touches, or maybe they're the kick in the tires type. When you have to approach all of that in a conversation, whether it's online or whether it's in person or not, it takes time every single time. And how frustrating is it when you run into the tire kicker again? You know, you've got somebody on a phone call, you know very well that this ain't going to happen. But you finish the phone call anyway because you're a good person. If you have a bot that qualifies people instead, then it takes so much more work off of your hands. So here's how it's done is you take those questions that you've been asking people, the qualifying stuff, you put them inside a bot, and in the back end of the bot, the part that people never see, it's like under the hood, basically. There are ways that if you answer this way, I'm going to send you down this road. If you answer this way, I'm going to send you down this road. And it sorts people into categories. One, those are the people that need a phone call today. Seriously, stop what you're doing and call them. The second group is a bigger group. And that's the folks that just might need a couple of extra touches and maybe a webinar or something. And then you've got the other folks, the folks that, what they want isn't what you're selling and you know it. So you give them a nice free PDF or something like that and basically kind of send them on their way. That's what Aaron's talking about with a qualifier bot. Oh, so much work it takes off of you as an individual. And then you can guarantee that the people that are making it to your 30-minute free strategy session are the people who are really interested and not going to be wasting your time at all. So I hope that was helpful. Franco Squared is here, everyone. Please welcome Franco. Get a bot, work a bot, do a bot. And my new tagline is born. Thank you, Jason. That is awesome. Desiree says, I don't have Messenger. I refuse to put Facebook on my phone. I think maybe I should pull out my old cell and just do it for that. Have a strong online presence that way. You totally can live without putting Facebook on your phone. But in order to have a strong online presence these days, unless your audience is centered somewhere else, maybe you're an online video gamer and you have products for video gamers. Don't go to Facebook, go to Twitch. Maybe your audience is hanging out somewhere else. That's totally fine. You can totally do that, but I would, at least have it on your computer. Building a successful online presence. Boy, Facebook is just, it's where I've cut my teeth and been living for so many years. Interestingly enough, Desiree, on that comment, a lot of people go through phases and they kind of leave Facebook for a while. But you know what? People don't delete their Messenger. People will delete Facebook, but they won't delete their Messenger because they want to keep in touch with their friends. So that was an interesting fact that I learned one time. I was reading an article about a bunch of people who had just ditched Facebook, but they didn't ditch Messenger. So yeah, I can totally understand that inclination not to have it on your phone. You don't have to have it on your phone. Sounds great. Think, this stuff is awesome. Do kick the tires a little bit. Go to ManyChat, look around, see what you have to see. Or get onto mine. Mine, it's simple. Just hit live, just type live in the comments and you'll get my reminder bot and an offer to, take a mini course if you want to, or get reminders for live shows or whatever you want. So experience a few of them. And botlist.com is another good place to go. Well, fantastic, darlings. We have wiled away 35 precious minutes of your day, and I hope it's been great for you. It's been great for me. I'm absolutely convinced that bots are going to change the marketing landscape that we live in. And I want to be one of the people that helps shape that and not treat it as, here's an opportunity to sell a bunch of people. Here's a new place you can get at people to get in front of their face. The most successful bots are not going to be doing that at all. The successful bots are going to be looking at the platform. Okay, where has this forest been planted? And how do I act like a tree in that forest? How do I have conversations with people in Messenger that are interesting, that are thought-provoking, that are entertaining, that treats people like a VIP? How do you treat people like a VIP within your bot? So that is actually the topic of our show on Thursday. Catherine says, too bad you can see all my smiles and hear me laughing along with you. I'm enjoying your videos. Thanks. Hey, anytime. I live to serve. Very good. I am so glad. I absolutely love the bots. So let's be part of changing that marketing landscape that we're living in. Let's embrace something that allows people who aren't necessarily, one of my favorite things is bots allow people who don't necessarily feel like, they feel like a lot of traditional sales tactics are douchey. Let's just say it. That a lot of traditional sales tactics, you have to be in front of their face every 48 hours or they'll forget you exist. Sweetie, you treat people like a VIP, they're not going to forget you exist. If you bang them over the head with information that they did not need, yeah, they're forgetting your name purposefully. Okay. Angel says, thanks again for another great show. Hey, thank you for stopping by. So glad that you are in the community, Angel, and saw that you signed up for the Start Your Bot templates today. That is awesome as well. Please let me know if you have any questions about those. That's great stuff, and I can't wait to see what you do. So tomorrow's show is going to be at 11 o'clock. You'll get a reminder if you're signed up for my reminders. It's going to be 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. We are building a bot for the Live Video Hub. Live Video Hub is a cross-posting mecca for live videos, and especially if you do live through BeLive, which is what I'm doing today. I'm building a bot to help live streamers get discovered. It is a fantastic process. Love to have you in on it. Thursday show, how do you treat people like a VIP in your bot? There will be a sexier title by Thursday, I'm sure. And Friday, Nerdy Girls Geek Out. That's going to be at 11 a.m. Central as well. And Kim and I are going to be talking about the latest and greatest in marketing and technology tools. So, darlings, that's all I have for you today. Go out and about, make it a better day for yourself and for some other people as well, if you possibly can. And I will see you all in a bot.